Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am your host, Tommy. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up. Man, oh man, what a victory that was. And guys, I do have a special guest. He's actually the host of Tailgate Talk on Hashtags Network. And I'm going to bring him in right now. He's my main man, Mr. Mike.
Hey, what's going on, buddy?
What is up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Like, what a game, huh? that first half, just like score after score after score, just like made my Saturday.
Dude, man, I gotta be real. I wasn't expecting us to score that many points in a preseason game. I gotta be totally honest with you. I was expecting it to be like 23 points, maybe 26-13, something around there. I knew they were going to pass a little bit more than they did last week, but I definitely didn't expect that. Yeah, the outcome.
Yeah, it was definitely a Mitch show. They say Mitch revenge game. Dayball just unleashed him and said, "Here you go."
It was unbelievable. So that's a good pathway to where I wanted to go with this. So Mitch Trubisky, 20 for 28, 221 yards and 1 touchdown. Probably could have had 2 in a first half. If that was a full game, he's looking at easily 400 yards, probably 3 touchdowns, somewhere around there, maybe more, because I think that playbook, if we want to dial back for all my old school game players, video game players out there, the first week was Tecmo Bowl. This one was Super Tecmo Bowl on the playbook, right? We open it up a little, but that's not what you're going to really see. And we scored. We walloped them, man. What'd you think about Trubisky, Mikey?
Trubisky, I thought was fantastic. He was on the money. A lot of short routes. I think he threw downfield like twice. That was like over 15 yards. Mm-hmm. Everything else was 15 yards and in. Yep. Get it out quick. Get it to your playmakers. Let them do work. And yeah, boy, did they.
Yeah, man. I thought he didn't need to take those big shots down the field. I thought our receivers, especially McKenzie, working the slot, man. Did a hell of a job, man. He really, really did. He was our leading receiver. I think he had, So he had 7 receptions for 72 yards. I mean, other than really, which we'll get to later, the fumble, the muff punt, which he got back, he actually had a pretty good game. And he made up for it actually later on, by the way, on another punt return. So, yeah, I mean, dude, I felt like Mr. Trubisky hit everybody. Like, I thought he got a lot of people involved. And it was just fun to see, man. It really, really was, because that's what a good quality backup is right there. Well, you guys saw, and he's actually a starting quarterback, and he will be a starter, I think, when he leaves this team after, because he's only going to be here one season. But we got to be real with that.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, I believe I read a stat that he hit 10 different receivers. But if we go back to our conversation we had yesterday on Tailgate Talk, when we talked about what we wanted to see from this game, I believe I had mentioned I wanted to see them come out with Davis, McKenzie, and Kumaro and them throw the ball. And that's what they did. I was a little disappointed in Kumaro's overall day. He made the nice catch in the back of the end zone. He made a fantastic catch on the sideline to get the 2 feet in. The first ball was a little bit behind him. However, he should have caught it, hit his hands. And then the other one was a flat drop.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I was expecting, I wanted to see a little bit more out of the guy that they're hyping up maybe a little too much during practice, but I like his size, man. I do.
Mm-hmm.
6'4". He's a big receiver. And remember, he's probably working with a little bit more with Josh than Mitch, right? So maybe him and Josh have a little bit more of a, you know, they feel each other a little bit more on the field, right? Like he knows where he's going a little bit better. You probably don't work with Mitch too much, but either way, the drop is a drop.
Do you really think that though? Because we're talking about wide receiver 6 here.
I do, because I think Josh really likes Mitch. Mitch. I think Josh really likes Jay Kumaro. I'm not saying Mitch hasn't worked with him,
Mm-hmm.
but I think the coaching staff really likes him, likes his size. He brings something different, especially in the red zone. We don't really have a tall target receiver, right? That's always been kind of what the Bills have lacked, and I was screaming that for the last 2 or 3 seasons. We don't have a tall receiver. We just don't. We finally got some. I guess you could say Gabe Davis is like 6'2". Is that tall? I mean, it's okay. I'm 6'2". I'm not no beast. You know what I mean? Now 6'4". Now you're getting to be tight endish kind of tall. 6'4", 6'5", 6'6". So for a receiver, 6'4", man, he's our tallest one because I think Hodgins is 6'3", if I'm not mistaken, and Hodgins isn't even on the field. So at this point, probably back on the practice squad.
Availability is the best skill set you can have.
That's right. That's right.
It doesn't matter how
right.
good you are, how well you catch, the route you run. If you can't stay healthy and be on the field, you're no good to anybody.
That's right. That's right. So yeah. Kumaro, he did okay. I mean, he scored the touchdown. You know what I mean? He got a touchdown and made a couple decent catches. But it was Mitch's day, right? Today was Mitch's day. I guess you can call that a revenge game, even though it's not a regular season. At the end of the day, it meant nothing. Like, for us, but for Mitch, it meant it was probably a little more personal for him, and good for him. I'm glad that he did that, but I'm sure he's going to want to do that when it really counts, and maybe in the future he'll see that team again when it counts.
Yeah. Ryan Talbot said something interesting on his recap on the Shout Buffalo podcast. He was talking about Mitch and, setting up with how Daboll uses him. Mm-hmm. And he said, what does that say about Nagy? And, you look at what Dalton and Fields did today, and they were okay. It looked a lot like what Mitch did last year. So was it really Mitch, or was it really the coaching staff?
For sure. Yeah. No. I can definitely see that argument, 100%. And when we talked about this the other day, sometimes you could just be on a bad team, man. Just a bad coach team or it's just not, and sometimes and honestly, you can almost say that with a lot of different players. Sometimes leaving a different environment, going to a different scheme, it could really help that player. Like Jerry Hughes. Let's bring up Jerry Hughes. Jerry Hughes from the Colts didn't really work out in the Colts. Came to Buffalo, he's played way better, right? Like Jerry, this is what they expected Jerry Hughes to be with Indy, right? What he gave to us. So just a different scheme, right? Sean McDermott's system. Mm-hmm. It just all worked out perfect for Jerry Hughes. So my point is maybe Mitch
Sean McDermott's system as well.
Yeah, but he's also
Jerry Hughes went from a linebacker to a true D end. His skill set didn't translate to outside linebacker, and the Colts just didn't use him correctly.
Correct. Exactly my point. So maybe just Mitch, needs a fresh start. He was there 4 seasons, and it just didn't work out, and that's okay. And I think he's going to get his chance somewhere else. And to be honest with you, this was a showcase for other NFL teams. If he doesn't go with Daboll, let's say Daboll gets a new job and Daboll doesn't, he doesn't go wherever Daboll's going. He just showcases. He just showcased it, man. Right? Yeah, Chicago. He just showed. Can you imagine? He goes back to Chicago.
No, I'm just saying Daboll.
Daboll goes. Yeah. That'd be
if you look at it, Daboll in the first half dropped 4 touchdowns and 2 field goals from an offensive standpoint, you don't think that's going to stick in their owner's head if they end up getting rid of Nagy?
Of course. That's sticking in a lot of owners' heads, including Leslie Frazier, by the way, who's all these. Listen, every season, these guys are just racking up their points. Like all these owners are going, and GMs are like, like, okay, I like what I see. So I have a feeling both of those guys are gone. And we'll talk about that later down the road. But those guys, I just don't see. I think this is it. So Bills fans, if you love Leslie Frazier, you love Brian Dable, this is it. I really, really believe that. So enjoy them while
we can. Enjoy them while we can.
Now, I do want to talk about next on this list. My man, the man I've been talking about since he was drafted, the guy I rooted for, who I said the Bills should draft, Devin Singletary. Now, mind you, he only had 2 carries, but he averaged 10 yards a run, and one of those runs were beautiful. He showed a little bit more speed. I thought they had him. I really did. I was like, oh, Jesus. And man, wow, did he just go by those guys. So Devin Singletary, man, he's continuing to show the critics that he should be the RB1. And you guys saw what Moss did, who did okay. I'm not going to poo-poo on Moss. I thought Moss, first game back, did okay. And Breida, I mean, really? Were you impressed with Breida? So he did okay, but he's not RB1. Let's be real. Right now, Devin Singletary is RB1. He's proven it. He's
don't disagree. I don't disagree with you at all. I will tell you, I've always been on the Moss train. You know this. I was a Moss guy. But after watching what Singletary's done the last two weeks,
right,
you can see the explosion in him now. Whatever he did this offseason is working out. Now, when we come to Breida, I wouldn't hand him the football. I would throw him the football.
Yeah. I agree. A screen pass for him, something like that. I would even listen. I mean, Dable's very tricky. I wouldn't be shocked if you see like a Singletary Breida in the backfield on a couple plays, like who's getting the ball and they go to a screen to Breida, or fake it off to go to Singletary. I mean, Dable's creative like that, and it may happen. So I don't think Breida's going anywhere. I think Breida's here to stay because they like his speed. It just drove me crazy that people are already saying, other people, I'm not going to name names, content guys, were saying Breida #1. He should be the #1. And I'm like, once again, you haven't seen him play in this system. You haven't even seen him play yet. When's the last time you truly saw Matt Breida play? In San Francisco? Because he sure as hell didn't play in Miami too well. So I don't want to hear that he should be the RB1 automatically. So that's why it just kind of was driving me insane. So, so Devin Singletary, once again, continues to prove that he should be the RB1. By the way, on pretty much a backup offensive line, and he still did very well. And by the way, that backup offensive line did very well today. I have to say, I did not even hear Bobby Hart's name. Unbelievable, right? Like he did.
Bobby Hart looked serviceable. That's not as nice as I can say. He looked serviceable today.
Right. And going on the offensive line, man, there's a couple guys. Spencer Brown had a pretty decent game. He got hurt, banged up a little bit, but I think they didn't say anything as major. He'll probably be back. Who knows what it was? What was the other guy? The other
Doyle?
rookie, Doyle did okay. Yeah, Tommy Doyle. But there's another one, Jack Anderson. I thought he played. No one's going to mention him, but I thought, man, I didn't see any holds. I thought he played pretty well, man. And by the way, that guy looks like Richie Incognito. Doesn't he look like Richie?
Baby Richie.
My God, he looks like Richie.
Baby Richie.
Yeah, dude, if he could even be half of what Richie was, man, keep him on the team. Honestly, man, because he's a big boy too, man. But yeah, moving on. Let's move on.
Let's go back really quick.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Breida. I am not sure Breida has locked a roster spot here. As we are getting into number crunching, you start looking at, Taiwan Jones, who's a special team ace, and knowing you could possibly put Antonio Williams on the practice squad and then elevate him throughout the season, there's no guarantee that Breida makes the team.
Right. Yeah. That. I'm glad you brought that up because I think like 4 episodes ago, I actually brought that up in one of my shows. I'm like, listen, I think Breida's on a bubble. I mean, like, he's so behind right now. I think with the offense, I just felt like Devin Singletary's the RB1. I think they like Zach Moss, but I'm also on the fence with the speed thing. I think they really like that speed factor, and with Singletary, Moss, let's just say Antonio Williams, they don't have that, like, take it to the house speed that a Breida provides. So I think they're like intrigued with that, and they're kind of, but at the end of the day, you still got to make a play happen, and you got to show it.
Let me ask you a question. Looking at how Breida is running the ball versus catching ball, I feel he's more of a receiving threat than a running threat. Would you prefer to have 7 receivers and keep Stevenson, or would you prefer to have 4 backs and keep Breida?
No. That's a good question. So I want 7 receivers regardless. It's going to be so interesting on cuts how they're going to do this, but I definitely want 7. I definitely like Marquez. Now, he got hurt. The x-rays came back negative, which is good, but it was odd, man. Usually when a player gets hurt without getting tackled, sometimes that's a problem. Something happened. So hopefully it's nothing major, but he wasn't a walking boot.
No crutches, just walking.
Right. So it could just be, like I said, could be nothing. Could be nothing, but it could be something. So we got to kind of keep an eye on that, going forward. But I really like him. I do. I once again, I hate to say it, but I made a video of him once when he was drafted saying, listen, for where we drafted him, I thought that was a steal, man. The guy brings a lot of speed. He could be a good kick returner, good punt returner in the future for us. I like him as like maybe plays. Right, like as a top end guy. Right, man, you got to watch this guy, man. Like, we don't have that. Once again, we don't have that electric speed guy, and he would be that guy. But yeah, I mean, and you saw today what happened with Isaiah McKenzie, right? So on the punt return, like I was hoping in my mind that was over with because he had those fumbling issues before, and I was really hoping that like he's been practicing that, and apparently he still has that little fumble problem there because, man, he should have. There was no excuse there. Like, he should have had that.
Happens.
He just muffed it.
It's a mistake.
It does. But
he did come back and break off a 34-yarder. But when you start looking at the difference between Isaiah and Stevenson, Isaiah is more polished in the receiving game.
Yeah.
Because if you go back, when we looked 100%. at Stevenson from the practice notes, he's had a problem all training camp with muffs. He did fantastic in the game, caught that one, broke it, took it to the house, but he dropped one as a receiver today. So
no, for sure.
Yeah, so you have to go back and forth on that. McKenzie is a playmaker.
Right.
If we want someone to secure the ball, then that's just what you want. Put Micah Hyde back there, let him catch it and fair catch it and be done. You're gonna have your ups and downs with McKenzie. It's just what it's gonna be. He's not Andre Roberts.
Right. Like, he's not like, see, the thing with Andre Roberts was I felt like he wasn't an electrifying playmaker as far as kick return, punt returner. I never thought he was going to take it to the house, but I trusted him. I trusted him enough to make the right play, to fair catch it, to take it out of the end zone. I knew he wasn't going to fumble for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, I had that trust in him, and I think that's what the coaching staff loved about him. They knew we're good. 99.5%. He's going to make the right decision here. With Isaiah, I think they're still working with him on that, right? But like you said, and I've always said about Isaiah, man, for what we pay him, dude, he does a lot, man. Like, he really, really does a lot for this team that a lot of people sometimes overlook. So he's doing like triple duty, right? Because last year he wasn't doing punt returns, kick returns. So now he's doing punt returns, he's doing kick returns, he's doing slot, he's doing this, he's doing the jet sweeps. Bro, that is did you see the guy huffing and puffing on the field? I mean, dude, that
did.
guy was working, man. So give the man his dues. Like, he is probably one of the hardest working guys right now on offense. Like, I mean, this dude's doing everything. So yeah, like you said, one mistake, I'm not going to kill him over it. I'm sure McDermott probably patted him on the back and said, "Hey, it's cool. Like, don't worry about that one." You know what I mean? I know you're kicking yourself, and I know he was too. You know, so yeah, man. But I really like what I saw from him, especially if God forbid Cole Beasley goes down, something like that for a game or two. I have faith in McKenzie can work that slot, man. I really do. And he made some tough catches. And by the way, he was getting slammed, bro, on a couple of those hits. He was getting hit, boy. He's a little guy, and no problem, man. No fumble, no nothing, man. He takes a hit and gets right back up.
Little dirty. That's why they call him
little dirty. So yeah, so I was gonna move forward to really the Bills defense. The nasty defense, man. Bro, unbelievable from what we saw last season. Now, I know it's only preseason, but still, from what I'm seeing now compared to last season is, whoa, night and day. I'm talking they're bringing the energy. I see players are hyped up on the sideline. I didn't see that last season. I just felt like the whole defense was down on themselves. They couldn't find their identity, which I didn't understand. But now, boy, it seems like they found their identity. It seems like the young guys are coming into their own. AJ, my God, with the hit today. Rousseau with another sack. Boogie Basham looking solid. Man, I don't know if they're Hamlin. Bro, he was all over the field. Mm-hmm. It was just great. It was great to see these guys working together. And man, wow. What do you think about that defense today?
My thoughts on the defense today was fantastic. The fact that we are now through 2 games and we've only had 2 starters play on our entire defense, Ed Oliver and Wallace are the only 2 that have started. We haven't seen any of our other defense. And our D line is as deep as it is. Like if we walked out Rousseau and AJ as our starting defensive ends, that looks because they're young, right. That's fantastic.
Right.
But we're talking about those are our backups. Right. Those are our backups.
Right.
You know, we still have Hughes and Addison and Starr coming back.
Correct.
And then put our 2 linebackers in there who haven't played this preseason. Put our starting secondary back in there, where you put Hyde and Poyer and White back in there, and then it's gonna be nasty this year.
Right. Oh no, dude. And the one big play that they made on Saran Neal for the touchdown. Honestly, man, I thought he got back to the ball pretty well. It was just a hell of a play. It was a hell of a play by the receiver. It was like one of those 50-50 balls because it could have went either way. Yeah, he got beat a little bit, but I thought he did really well catching back up to the receiver and making a play on the ball. It just didn't work out, and that's going to happen from time to time. Saran Neal, though, is not a corner. I feel like he's more of a hybrid kind of player. If we needed him to be a corner, he could do it. Would he do a great job? No, but he's serviceable. But I think that guy is a hell of a player, man. Like, he is here to stay. I think he's a hybrid. You can put him in a safety position, special teams, man. I like Saran Neal, man. Even though he gave up a play, I don't care, man. I think that guy he's pretty talented, man.
There was effort. You can fault a guy. You can't fault a guy for trying.
Right.
You know, did he get beat off the line? Yes, he got beat off the line.
Right.
He went for the ball. He tried to knock it out. The guy made a fantastic play on it, and he took off. But let's be perfectly honest here.
Yeah. Levi Wallace gets beat on plays all the time. I mean,
let's be honest. The touchdown doesn't happen in a normal Bills defense. This was a preseason defense that they were running man-to-man, no safety over the top. If Saran Neal was ever actually put into our defense, we would be rolling coverage over the top to help him.
Correct. Yeah. We did a lot of things on offense and defense that obviously we don't regularly do. You probably won't see, like going for 2-point conversions on the second touchdown, right? Like
Sean just works on his stuff.
Yeah, he finds this is a perfect time to do it. Yep. It's preseason. It doesn't matter. Like, doesn't matter if it doesn't work out. This is just stuff that if we have to do it, now you got your little practice. Now you know what to expect by defense or offense, whatever. So yeah, for sure. You're gonna see it totally different. Let me tell you who else I really love, man. Justin Zimmer. My God, man, that guy has a motor, bro. Like he's just does. I feel like he's everywhere, dude. That guy, for as big as he has pretty good speed, bro. Like I see him catching up to like receivers. I mean, like running backs that are way far back on the play. And dude, this guy just goes, man. I love his motor. And once again, I hate to say it, but Harrison Phillips just cannot stay healthy, man. It's not his fault. I'm not blaming him, but golly, man, it's just he has this bad luck, bro. I kind of feel I'm feeling for the guy now, man. It's like another knee thing. I haven't heard anything, but it didn't look good. I'll be real with you, man.
On the Shout podcast, they were talking about Harrison Phillips, and they said they saw him walking on the sideline. They believe he's going to be okay, and they just held him out as precaution because where they were at in the game and the waves and waves of D-line we were just sending at people. So there was no, we'll know more in the coming days, obviously. But Harrison Phillips looked fantastic before he got hurt.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, he looked fantastic week one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, here we go. This is what I wanted to see from Harrison Phillips. The back to his rookie season improving, right? But then, damn, man, it's like, and we all know he has knee issues. He doesn't wear that freaking knee brace for a reason, right? Like there's a reason for it, right? He's not just wearing it for looks. So, like, clearly he has some problems there before. Like, we all know this. So, it's just, man, like, I feel for the guy sometimes, man. It's a rough sport. But Zimmer, man, Zimmer wants that job. I don't think Zimmer's losing that job, buddy.
Zimmer got hurt as well and left.
But he came right back in.
Elbow. And then he was walking on the sideline and came back in as well.
Yeah, dude.
I truly believe that Phillips is going to be fine, and they just held him out as precaution at that point.
Okay.
Like, why stick him back in there? Because when he came out, they rotated a couple other younger guys in, and at the end, they started rotating in Vernon Butler because he started playing late in the game. And I don't think that bodes well for Vernon.
No, and Vernon's got he's been hurt or something like that. He just got back into training camp, so yeah, so he's kind of like late into the everybody else is doing their thing. We'll see, man. But Vernon Butler wasn't terrible last season. Like he wasn't like I felt like he was okay for the team. I'm not saying he was great, but I thought he did okay. Like, listen, last season was a mess, man. And I didn't think he was like the main reason why we were this big mess. You know what I mean? Like, thought he did okay. Now, is he better than Harrison Phillips? I don't believe if there's a healthy Harrison Phillips that could play like I saw his rookie season, which was pretty good, then you got to cut. You got to cut him. You know what I mean? Like, you got to move on from that. Like, we're good.
I will respectfully disagree with you that Butler was okay last year. Butler did fantastic in 2 games that I know of, and was invisible for most of the others.
Okay. I mean, hey, listen, I thought our whole defense was invisible.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you on that.
You know what I mean? Like, so, yeah. Unfortunately.
But I think it's going to come down. I really do think it's going to come down to either Zimmer or Butler. That's going to make the team. It's going to be one of the two
then
for a fourth DT.
It's Zimmer. There's no way Butler beats that Zimmer. I'm sorry. I can't. If they do that to Zimmer, he's getting picked up. Forget about it. Mm-hmm. The guy has a motor that doesn't stop. I think who said it? Was it Tyreek Hill? Said, "My God, that guy came out of nowhere." Like,
thought he was going to kill him.
Right,
I couldn't believe it. So he's like, if he hit me, he would have killed me.
Yeah, and he was running pretty fast for a bit. Like, he was shocked how fast he was running for such a big dude. It's not like he's a little cornerback. Like, he's a pretty big guy. So yeah, man, seeing him today, I was like, what the hell, man? Like, you got to keep that guy, man. He's busting his ass. You could tell, man, he wants to make this roster. The other guy who's, man, God, he's improved so much from his rookie season. AJ Epineza. What'd you think about AJ today?
AJ was on fire. Like, he got that movie shot where he just murdered their starting left tackle and then dove over the top to hit the quarterback. You know that movie shot in all the football movies where the defensive end is like diving at the quarterback to hit him?
Right.
Like, that's what it looked like. It was just,
Dude.
you don't see that. Like, he just ran over the top of their starting defense or left tackle and then dove and killed Dalton.
Bro, I'm loving what I'm seeing from AJ, and I remember watching like film on him before we drafted him, because there was a lot of rumors that we were going to draft him. Like, I just kept hearing his name over and over. I'm like, all right. Usually when that happens, that means there's a leak. Like, we're interested. So I watched his film study. I'm like, bro, this guy has a high motor. His whole family's like athletes. Like, he is just like he's played multiple sports, different sports. He's an athlete. Like, he is and you could tell, like, he was going to get better. Like, I could just see it in him, man. And man, boy, oh boy. But he's learning from some really, good veterans too, man. So he's soaking it all in from last season, which, by the way, no OTAs, no training camp, no preseason. Like, he had a rough go, man. He was
also had to drop. He dropped 25 pounds last
season, which
was
a huge mistake. Yeah,
from the combine to the regular season, he dropped 25 pounds, and he didn't know how to play without that power.
Yeah, that was a big.
Said it.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. But that was all McDermott, because I think McDermott and Bean told him to shed some pound. Like, I think they thought maybe something he'd be quicker. Who knows? I don't know what they were thinking. But then they I think they retracted, or later on they said, man, we need him to gain the weight now. Like, we made that mistake. So yeah, bro, it's showing.
They came out and said he lost too much weight was the problem. They wanted him to get down from 280 down to about 260, 265, and he got down to 255, and he was just too light. And they couldn't get it
Lost
back
a lot
on
of
him
muscle,
fast
I
enough.
bet.
Yeah, and they couldn't get it on him fast enough. That's why at the beginning of last year, he was inactive for like the first 4 weeks or something like that, because they were trying to get weight back on him, because he was just being ragdolled by defensive linemen, because he tried to use his power, shift from power to spin, and the power wasn't there because he lost so much weight.
Right. No, hey, AJ, whatever you did, keep it going. Like, keep the weight at where it's at. I like it. Like, don't be messing with the weight. Don't gain no weight. Don't lose no weight. Just stay right where you're at and keep bulldozing motherfuckers. And that's all we want, man. Bulldoze that dude and knock the quarterback out. I mean, don't really kill him, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. It was awesome. It was so pretty. The dive over the top. I want to get that picture, and have that, just the picture of him at the quarterback. Because that's that movie shot that every DN wants. He ran over the left tackle, and he had a free shot. The quarterback had no idea he was coming. Smith had one like that today too, where he didn't see him on fields.
He's been playing. What a sneaky pickup that was, huh?
Right?
My God,
knew he was good. We knew he was a great special teams guy.
Right.
I did not realize how good he was as a linebacker.
Bro, I didn't know that he led the team in tackles. Was it the Texans they said he played for last season?
Oh no, that's Adams.
I'm talking about Adams. I'm sorry. Yeah, man, dude, that's a sneak. Okay. I'm talking about Adams. That's a sneaky pickup too.
Adams
bro,
looked better today. He looked really bad week one. He missed a couple tackles week one. Was struggling. He looked a lot better today. He started today.
I thought he played very well.
Yeah, he started next to Matakevich today, and I thought he played really well today.
Mm-hmm. And another guy that you were a little bit hard on, Boogie. I thought Boogie had a pretty good game, man.
I was hard on Boogie. I was hard on him. I didn't see him use the spin as much as he did last week. I also didn't see him playing as much D end. I saw him playing more D tackle this week. I know he played a few. I've seen him play some D end, and he used more of his power rush today than he did tried to do this spin move.
Right.
But he's dangerous when he gets down, when he shrinks down inside, because he's quicker than most. I
would like him. If they kind of do like a Jason Taylor kind of deal with him, put him in the middle there, Yeah, man. Like I could see it. And bro, he had that block extra point. That was nice.
Yeah.
You know?
I think he had
like
two. I think he had 2 sacks. The block extra
yeah.
point.
Or
Some
one and a
great
half
run
or something like
stops.
that.
Yeah, or one and a
yeah,
half.
bro.
Yeah. Then he had a few really good run stops. Like he was on his game
He
today.
showed
And
out.
I was hard on him yesterday, and
Yes,
but
you were. I told
he's a
you
rookie.
that's
He's a rookie.
he's
It's
a rookie, but
he's gonna take some time.
yeah, that 100%. All these guys, even Gregory, but man, Gregory just looks like I don't know, man. He looks like he's ready. I mean, I know he's still like learning, but my God, he's so long, man. He's so long. He's overpowered. He's not doing anything unbelievable to the guard. He's just bull rushing him, putting his long ass arms out there, and man, he's like the quarterback's like, what the hell? Right, dude. So like, man, bro, scary, because when this guy really learns the game and masters his craft, oh my God.
I was listening to the Chicago broadcast.
Okay.
And because I'm sitting here in California, so I get into the
NFL network.
Network one. So I was listening to the Chicago broadcast, and they were talking about Boogie. They're not Boogie, but they were talking about Groot. And when they said this guy right now is using pure athleticism because he doesn't have the repertoire yet that most of them do, because this is only his second really full year playing the position. He made the switch coming out of high school to DN as a freshman. He was, great in thinking he had like 16 and a half sacks as a freshman, opted out, and then he got drafted. So this is really, he's just learning. He said, wait until he learns how to actually use and put some combos together. This guy looks like he could be the real deal.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear from another team's announcers. But yeah, they are 100% right. And I was saying that early on when some people didn't like the pick. And I said, listen, this guy got 15 and a half sacks as a freshman, right? He didn't even play the position long, right? And he came out, bro, he didn't come out the gates walking. That dude came out the gates running and got 15 and a half sacks. And I think he was tied for the sacks that year for the league.
Chase Young.
Yeah, Chase Young, or he was like one behind or something like that. And, bro, not only that, what's really like impressed me is they talked to Manny Diaz, which is the coach of the Hurricanes. When he came to Miami, I think he was a receiver or tight end or something like that when he initially...
He was a safety receiver.
At
6'7".
Right. So when he came to Miami as a redshirt freshman, he was 199, 200 pounds. 6'7", right? He's bulked him up to 265 pounds in a year. That is unbelievable. That's work, guys. And he is not a fat dude. Like, that's a built 265. So what does that tell you? Coming to Buffalo, and I was already saying, in our weight room and the new weight room we got, like the new workout facility, my God, like they are gonna push this guy. I expect him to gain some more weight. I think he would be perfect at like, if he's like around 270 now, 267, whatever, I think 280 would be good. I'd be good with 280. And man, you're talking Mario Williams. Like, because Mario Williams is 300 pounds, same size. If he can get close to that, 280, 285, my God, dude, you think he's bull rushing people now. Get a little bit more muscle on you, a little bit more weight, and with that speed, oh my God, bro, he's gonna be a beast, man. So I'm super excited, man, because we have yet to even see anything from this. I'm telling you, like, we're seeing a glimpse. We are seeing a glimpse of Gregory Rousseau. Because, guys, and I would say 2 to 3 seasons, this guy is easily, to me, if he continues on this track, I could see him being a 13, 14, 15 sack a season guy if he continues on this. I'm just being real because, well, look, 1 sack already in both games. That's 2. There's 17 games in a season. I'm not saying you can get 1 sack every game, but let's say he does 17 sacks. I mean,
well, not only that, but he's getting 1 sack in the couple series that he's playing.
Right. That's what I mean. I'm being limited. I'm just being like fair here, but it's just unbelievable. Hey, can you read? Do you see those chats coming in?
I don't see any chats.
Okay, let's see. Shane. All right, Shane Glover. I'm sorry you don't accidentally back into 15 sacks. Exactly. So Shane Glover says you don't back into 15 sacks. 100%. And that's another thing that bothered me, Shane. No doubt about it. And that's another argument I hated people were saying was, oh, he got the sacks because right place, right time. Like, he just happened to be there. It wasn't him. Okay, no, that's not true. Number one, he was hustling on the play. I don't care if the quarterback ran his way. He didn't stop on the play. He continued to hustle. He made that sack. That's his sack. I don't care how you get it. It doesn't matter if you create it or not. He's the one that wound up on top of the quarterback. Correct. That's all I care about. That is it. Well, even the sack, if you want to call about last week, if we really want to be technical, we could say that was Harrison Phillips.
Yeah.
Right?
Well,
you can kind of say that.
If you think about it, last year Jerry Hughes was towards the top of the league in pressures. The problem was we didn't have anybody who could actually clean up what Jerry Hughes was doing. Greg Rousseau can clean up because he's so long. He can reach over people and get them or hold them as someone else gets them. Like his length and his strength, and his crazy athleticism is huge, is taking to our D line to another level. Not including, the Bashams and the Obadas and the Epinezas, and then we look in at on the inside where we have Oliver and Zimmer's crazy hustle. There's just waves upon waves, and the way we rotate people in and out, we're going to keep all these guys fresh. That's the thing about
I love it.
The young guys like Groot. He's going to be fresh, so every time he comes off the ball, he's going to be fresh because he'll be rotating in and out. I have a feeling there's going to be about a 4-man rotation of Addison, Hughes, Epinesa, and Groot, and then they're going to throw in Basham and Obata as kind of a speed package type of deal.
Oh yeah. I guess I agree with you. I can totally see that. And by the way, I agree with you on Jerry Hughes. He had like one of the highest pressure rates on the quarterback. Just couldn't get there. But imagine, like you said, another guy coming on the other edge that's like a Rousseau that's long that can get there, and there's nowhere for you to go. And let's say he goes through the middle and gets out of that. Now you got to deal with, like you said, Ed Oliver, Justin Zimmer, even if Harrison Phillips is there, right? Like, dude, this is scary. This is what Sean McDermott had in mind. Like, this is what that's why he had that huge smile at halftime, because was his vision. This is what he wanted for the defense. This is exactly everything that he wanted is coming. This is it. Like Brandon, you can thank Brandon Beane, by the way, for this, because he's building that team. He's signing those players. But my God, like, he had to have been happy. And he wasn't happy because of the offense. He smiled because they asked him a question about the defense. Like,
they said, I believe she said they had a pressure rate of 60%, and he got a grin.
Right. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, sure. And how often do you see McDermott ever smile? He's normally just...
Not during the game.
Okay, I got to get back. Right. Yep. Very right. Even when he went on that like plane ride, he was like, I felt like the guy that was in the front when he went on that jet was trying to like, do small talk with him. And McDermott was just not, he was in coach mode, even in the jet, right? Like, he gave nothing. Like, the guy was trying to joke with him a little bit. He was just like, okay, like, like nothing, man. It's so flat. But that's McDermott. That's his personality. Hey, I'm cool with it, man. Just do your, I love what he's doing, man. I love it. I don't need a Rex Ryan. You know what I mean? I just need a guy that knows what the hell he's doing. And the players respect him. That was Rex Ryan's biggest fault.
Him. And that's the best part about McDermott is he empowers the coaches to go out and do their thing with the guys, and that's what makes it that's what makes the family culture that they have is
100%.
He's excited to see the guys play well, and he's excited for his coaches to see that they've coached up. that they're
Yeah,
playing.
no doubt. And the players, like, if you ever notice, like, I don't recall ever, like, before this coaching staff came into place, players like complimenting like position coaches as much as they do with this current staff, right? Chad Kelly, man, love Chad Kelly, right? Like OG Bobby Johnson, bro, they're naming them all. Ken Dorsey couldn't do it,
Jay
bro. They're
Tierney.
all right, bro. All these guys are getting named off by players because they love them. They love what they're doing for their careers.
I
That's
believe
the
Josh
truth.
even came out and said something about Dennis Locke as the guy who does a lot of their cut ups and their game plan, and he's in the front office.
Unbelievable, bro. It's unbelievable. They built such a great staff, man. It's gonna suck to lose a couple guys because that's the way it works. Okay, these guys have to go, and good for them. But like I said, I like the guys, the younger guys like Ken Dorsey. Like, we're just gonna move these guys all up the ladder. And so Ken Dorsey's next, right? And the defensive coordinator, we'll see. We'll see who's next when he leaves. If we go, you might be right. I think it was you that told me, like, we'll probably get a defensive coordinator we'll stick with in house. More than likely. You know what I mean? So we may not.
Our Eric Washington, our defensive line coach, was the replacement for McDermott when he became a head coach in Carolina. So he has years in the system and understands the system, and he has the experience as a D coordinator already.
Exactly, and he has worked with McDermott for the longest time.
But then there's also Bobby Babich, and he's our linebackers coach, and he's been around forever. And talk about a guy who knows his stuff. Like, you hear the players talk about him a lot too. I wouldn't mind seeing him as our D coordinator either, because that's a guy who's put in his time, knows his stuff, and has been with McDermott now 5 years.
Right, bro. It's the future is so awesome for this team. It really is, man. Like, it's not a one and done season. Like, we don't have to get the job done this season or else it's all over with. Like, these guys are McDermott's locked in place for a while now, right? They just re-signed our GM Bean, right? He's here. He's not going anywhere, right? Dable and Frazier, okay, but we have great guys stepping up, man. Ken Dorsey, I am so excited for Ken Dorsey, man. Like, Bills fans have no idea. Bro, this guy is a smart man, bro. Like, he's going to make this offense just as fun, maybe funner. We'll see, but I think it's not going to be taking a step back. I think it's going to actually be a step forward with Ken Dorsey, but we'll see when that time comes, but I have that much faith in my man Ken Dorsey from the U. So I do want to bring up a couple other players that stood out. And yeah, a little surprising. Jacob Hollister, Josh Allen's buddy from Wyoming, the tight end. Boy, he showed some speed today. I gotta say, pretty fast. Three receptions, 53 yards. You look pretty good out there. What did you think about Hollister?
I thought Hollister looked as advertised, because Hollister, if you go back to a few years ago when he was in Seattle, he looked really well in Seattle. He was an elite fantasy option a few years ago.
Right. Yeah, he's kind of slowed down last season for them. Took a step back. I lost you, Mikey.
Well, when he played against us, he had a few. Oh, did you?
Yeah, losing you a little bit. Now, my man, Mikey's there. You go. Kind of. I think you want to come back in the room.
Anyways, at the end of the
my man Mikey's reception. I think your reception's bugging.
Out and I'll come back.
All right, brother. Yo, Shane, impressed. Yeah, bro. I was impressed with Hollister. I thought, man, dude, if Dawson Knox can't get the job done, I think Hollister could be the tight end one, man. I'll be real with you. I thought Hollister looked way better than Knox. Knox again once today. He dropped an easy ball. Like, that's been Knox's problem, man. Like, he just can't. He catches the hard one. Like, he does like amazing plays, but when it comes to like the basic catch, a basic a play that he should make, he doesn't. And that's what kills me about Dawson Knox. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, God dang, bro. Like, dude, you just made an unbelievable play, an unbelievable catch. And we just did an easy button route and you freaking drop it. Like, dude, we can't have that, man. Like, football, there's only 4 downs, right? 3 of them. 3 of them and 3 and out, right? They're so important. You can't drop those easy passes, man. And it drives me insane, man. Like, what is going on with the hand issue, man? Get better gloves. I don't know. When you went to tight end university, did you ask them what freaking gloves they were? Did you, like, honestly, did you get the same damn gloves they're using? I don't know. Because it's whatever, maybe you're using like baseball gloves instead of football gloves. I have no idea. But they're bad. Like, come on, buddy. Yeah, Shane. It is frustrating. Bro, it drives me freaking insane. Let's see here. Jose, hey guys. Hey guys, live right next to the Wolfpack Stadium. I take my grandson before COVID to watch practice. Their D back coaches, Boogie will be 8 feet there. Yeah, bro. I like Boogie, man. I really do. At first I wasn't thrilled. I'll be totally honest. I wasn't thrilled with the back-to-back edge rushers. I love the Gregory Rousseau pick, but when they went back-to-back, I'm like, why? Like, when we need a cornerback. Like, I was really thinking there because there's so many good corners still available at that time. I'm going to get my buddy back on. Hold on, buddy. I was thinking at that time. No, that's all right. I was thinking at that time, my God, like, there's so many good corners. Why not draft a corner right there instead of going back-to-back edge? But after it was, the dust settled and I was like, taking a little step back, I understood why they did that. I did. Now, I don't understand why they went back-to-back offensive linemen and reached for Doyle. I don't like that. Like, I did not like that. I still don't like that unless Doyle works out, which I felt like they reached for him. They did. I like the Spencer Brown pick because you can't get enough good offensive linemen, and I think he actually might. I think he has a high ceiling, but the Doyle pick, that frustrated me more than anything. And the whole goddamn draft, it was the Doyle pick. Like, honestly, the whole draft, I did after when I took a step back, look at the draft. I said, you know what? I love the Marquez Stevenson pick at round 6. I love the Gregory Rousseau pick. I didn't like the Boogie, but then I liked the Boogie, and then everything else was fine. Spencer Brown, Doyle, but everything else was fine. Like, it just was that Doyle pick, man. But anyways, where were we off, Mikey? We were talking about Jacob Hollister, right? Oh man,
yeah. And I truly felt Jacob Hollister showed as advertised what he can do.
I think your internet's bugging today, Mikey. Mike, I think somebody, you know what it is? They got a no good Bears fan stealing your internet. Yo, hey, we tried, guys. I tried. My buddy Mikey's having technical issues. It happens. Let's see. Jose. He also said Nick McLeod will need coaching, but he said Nick could have signed with 2 other teams. Nick McLeod, I have talked to Nick 4 to 5 times. Yeah, hey, you know what? Good point, Jose. McLeod, man, I gotta say, I was like, who the hell? Not another goddamn McLeod, because Ray McLeod. Like, it just brung up bad memories when I saw the name McLeod. But yeah, dude, he's been pretty impressive. I gotta say. Tampa Neal, Shane? No Tampa. I don't know where the Tampa Neal don't come on my show, Shane. He could if he wanted to, but I think he's a busy man. Yeah, he has a lot of businesses and he's doing his own thing. And that, I reached out to Brian, but Brian had a good time. as you may know, at the bar, maybe a little bit too good of a time. And I don't know if he's hanging out with a bucket right now, right? Like his bucket is his best friend. It's very possible. That's why they're not on the show, or at least Brian isn't. Because I was going to tell Brian to come on and talk with me, but yeah, my internet crashed. There's now. Oh, that's cool. Hey, Mikey, thanks for stopping in, though, man. It was great. Shoot, we were on for a good minute, man. So, hey, I appreciate you hopping on. And guys, by the way, that's Mike. We do a show on the hashtag network Tailgate Talk on Fridays at 7:30 Eastern time. It's a good show. We just started. We're getting our feet going there. So if you want, go on hashtag on YouTube. I think they're on Facebook and Twitter too. Fridays at 7:30. We're gonna get better at that. You know what I mean? Listen, we're newbies. I know my buddy Mikey's a newbie too. I've been doing this a little bit. I have I guess, I don't know, 7 months. But man, dude, like that's a fun show. It's a little different. So yeah, join us Fridays at 7:30. And the last thing I want to talk to you guys about real quick. And I guess I kind of did talk about that. We're the standouts. Like players, like we already know the main standouts, right? Mitch Trubisky, Devin Singletary with the touchdown, Greg Rousseau. But I want to do about like some of the guys that I kind of saw that I'm like, I like that. DeMar Hamlin. Man, this guy, he's pretty impressive, man. Like for what he's doing, right? Like I like what I'm seeing from Hamlin. I really am. I think he's going to make the team if he continues to play like this. I think he's going to make the team. I just do. And then Spencer Brown. Bro, Spencer Brown to me has a lot of upside. I'll continue to say it with his size and how he can bend for a big guy. Is impressive. It really, really is. Not only that, I would like to kind of see him as, and they might do it as like a tight end, like on some plays where he goes out as tight end blocking. Because he can. I mean, he's that athletic. So yeah, they stood out. And another guy, Jack Anderson, the guy that looks like Richie Incognito. Man, for a guy that we drafted like what 7th round, he was, I believe. Played pretty damn good for that 7th round. So man, I gotta say, honestly, that draft class, everybody, as of now, except for maybe Doyle had a kind of a bad game, they're all looking pretty damn impressive. I gotta say, right? Like everybody, how often can you say that, right? Like a whole draft class is looking pretty damn good. Like honestly, they're all making plays. All of them. What was a Wild Goose was even doing pretty decent today. I'm not saying Wild Goose is interesting to me. I don't think I know he's not gonna make the 53, but he could make the practice squad. I could see us cutting him and then putting him on the practice squad. I don't see anybody picking him. The one guy that I was kind of rooting for just because I love Warren G. It was Elijah Griffin, but I think he kind of fucked up the first game, and then I think he got hurt maybe or something, and I didn't even see him. Didn't even see him. So Beast of the East. Hey, Jose, you know it, bro. Man, I predicted our record 15-2. That could change like during the season, man. Like I mean, like this team is scary. Like honestly, the defense is scary, and we already know the offense is super scary, right? Like, dude, what you saw today was a glimpse, and that was nothing. There was no Josh Allen. There was no Stephon Diggs. There was no Cole Beasley. There was no Emmanuel Sanders. Right? There was no starting offensive lineman, no Darrell Williams. Deion Dawkins only played a couple series. And by the way, speaking of Deion Dawkins, because I didn't bring it up, I thought he played like Deion Dawkins. Thought he played well. I didn't see anything bad from Deion. So my God, like this is going to be exciting, guys. Like, we have a very deep team. And the one thing that we were all worried about, right, was what? The defense, right? Coming in, because the defense was bad last season. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought we played a little bit better towards the back end of the season, but I felt like it was a disaster. And I just felt like, man, I think those guys took it to heart. And this is just a totally different defense. I mean, honestly, they're laughing on the sideline. They're having a good time. They're just gelling. Everybody, it's awesome to see, and I love the fact that our vets, Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, are going to be going into like less reps. They're going to be 100% like energy going into these games. Like, they're not getting overworked now. They got Rousseau coming in. We got such a deep team to cycle through. They can cycle through. Gregory Rousseau can come. I mean, my God, I'm honestly, I'm lost for words, because this is I haven't seen us play this well and on defense in a couple years. I'll be real with you. And we're young. We are young. Now, eventually we're going to have to work on our safeties. They're aging, but they're still, I think, top 5 safety duo in the league right now still. Right? I mean they are. I think they get I think they're disrespected in the league, to be honest with you. Jordan Poyer, Micah Hyde, to me, are top 5 duo. I mean, I thought Jordan Poyer got, he should have made the Pro Bowl last season. I thought he got shitted on once again, but Buffalo, it's just funny to me. Like, the top 100, to put Trey White where they put him at 90, what is it, 95? I mean, 95, I think it was, right? Cole Beasley was 96. They put him at 95. That's a slap in the face for Trey. I mean, get the fuck out of here with that. Like, I hope Trey just dogs out. Like, I really do. That's crazy to me. And even Cole Beasley at 96 is disrespectful. You're talking about the best slot receiver in the game, pretty much 1,000 yards last season, and you got him at 96. I mean, come on, man. That's why I'm not even, like, honestly, like, I don't. They're gonna shit on Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen should be in the top 5, and Diggs should be in the top 10. And I have a bad feeling that neither of that's gonna happen. I just do. I just don't try. I don't. NFL player. I don't get it, and I know this is voted on by the players, but I don't think it's good. I think they're voting wrong. I don't know what the hell's going on in that voting, but it is what it is. We know what we know, right? And we know we're going to the Super Bowl. And we know we're finally going to win that shit. And then who knows after that how many? Now it's just how many we're going to win. So I'm just super excited. And guys, Jose, Shane, my man Mike, thank you guys for joining. Let me see what you're saying real quick here. Bro, I'm 56. I'm a 37 years fan. There's always a game we should have won. We lost. There will be a game they say we should have lost and won. Trust me, bro. Yeah, Jose, look, man, it's funny. Before I go, dude, I'm 42, so you got me by a little bit. I've been watching since '89. I started watching when they lost to the Bengals, actually, in the playoffs. And living through those Super Bowls was such a great time, and such a great time, and also such hurt, right? Like, for the losses, like, it was so painful, but yet so great. We had such great teams, man, and we just couldn't make it happen. And then after that, it was the drought, man. And being a Buffalo fan, we always say this is the year, right? We always want to believe it, because that's just us, right? Like, we go to the game no matter what, right? No matter what, this is like, we have faith in our team, and every season I remember just saying, "This is it. This is the season. This is the coach. I like this. This is going to be the new GM. He's going to do, okay, this guy, yeah, he's going to make it happen. Oh, I like that. It just never worked out. It just was all such a disaster year after year, lying to myself. Okay. and now I can finally say I'm not. Like, I can finally say we did it. We're here. Like, we are finally back, man, and it's so awesome to watch. It just is. It really is such a great time to be Bills Mafia, and a lot of these young fans that are Bills Mafia fans that only been really watching, let's say 4 years, 5 years, six, whatever. They don't really know the pain. Like, you know, they don't know that. Like man, like us old school Buffalo Bills fans have gone through it, man. It's tough, but I will say this, man. When you're on top, it's all worth it. Like, when we finally win a Super Bowl, it's gonna be the best goddamn day of my life. It's just the truth. I've been waiting on this for this moment since, forever. Right. So it'll all be worth it if we win it, man. But once again, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Um, I just to give you guys heads up, Saturdays I come on here every Saturday at 7 o'clock live. But I'm working on a show called the AFC East Shakedown, where I'm going to have a Dolphin fan, which is actually a buddy of mine, some Patriot podcast guys, and I'm still looking for a Jets fan or podcast person, whatever, to join the show on Saturdays when the regular season starts. So that's something to look forward to. I'm trying to get together. It will be fun. Fridays, I do tailgate talk on hashtag channel on YouTube. And that guy that was on earlier, Mike, my buddy, he's the host. I'm the co-host. That's a fun show. We just started last week. Actually, last week. We just started yesterday. And then also on Monday and Thursdays, I go on Breaking Tables podcast, which are on YouTube as well and Facebook. And that's with Brian Tampanil. And that is a blast, man. That is just a show that is just so different. I really have such a great time with those guys. And Brian's such a character. Tampanil, my buddy. And I just love it, man. So once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let me see here, Jose. Yeah, so the AFC East Shakedown, if that's what you're asking, I'm gonna have it at 7:30 on Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. It'll be the very first week of when football starts. So what, 3 weeks away, something like that. Let me see here. No, I'm not on Facebook, Jose. I'm only on YouTube. So just subscribe. I don't know if you subscribe to the channel, but you can subscribe and then there's like a notification bell. It'll tell you when I'm going on. Plus, I'll put it on Twitter to let you guys know. Hey, like I always give updates to what I do, but I'm not on Facebook yet. I do know the hashtag. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter. They're on YouTube, and that's the Friday show. We do that at 7:30. Me and Mike, the guy that you saw here earlier. That's Tailgate Talk on Hashtags Network. I'm all over the place, man. And then I got my own network, so I'm all over the place. I love it. I can never get enough Bills talk. So join me, man. You guys just subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll see it. I appreciate you guys once again. Thank you, Jose, for coming in, man. I really do appreciate you, man. Shane, thank you. Mike, I appreciate you hopping on with me, brother. And one more thing, Bills Mafia #1. Peace. Oh, wait, Shane? I didn't end it yet. Hold on. Wait. Let's see here. Shane. I apologize about asking if you were doing post game on Breaking Tables, but I usually watch on Sunday, so I didn't know. Okay, yeah. Hey, Shane, if you're still on, not sure if you're still on or not. I will be doing a post game. I'll be doing post games every game. So if it's on a Monday, I'll be doing it. Actually, I won't. You know what's funny? I'll take that back. So if it's a Monday night game, I'll be on with Breaking Tables. So I won't be doing a post game on a Monday night game, which there's 2 of them this year. But Sundays, yes, I'll be doing a post game. I might do a pregame too. We'll see. And then I know I'm jumping on hashtag at halftime. I told you, man, I'm everywhere, bro. Yeah, but hey, hit me up, Shane. Hit me up. I'll talk to you, brother. Bills Mafia #1. Peace out.